live broadcast from the MWEE News in the Chesapeake Bay. Literally. This station is better than Fox and NBC. Today we will be talking about a 7th grade field trip to Lake Fairfax in Virginia. Your forecast today calls for a 95% chance of learning. Now let's interview special guest star who traveled all the way from Herndon, Virginia, Bernie D. Sullivan.
It is an honor to be here.
Good. You will be talking about your favorite part of the MWEE trip.
Oh, I thought that was me demonstrating how to touch my tongue to my nose.
Ew, okay, of course not. You will get to talk about the things that you did.
Oh, okay. So my favorite activity was playing the runoff game.
So, interesting. What did you learn from the game?
Oh, well, I learned that when we were trees, we were stopping the bad runoff, but when we were cars, we helped them.
Care to elaborate on that topic?
Sure. The grass and trees filter and stop the bad runoff from reaching places, while the parking lot and cars help the runoff move along, and the runoff can carry bad nutrients and excess fertilizer.
Why did you enjoy this activity?
Well, because we had fun playing with each other, and we still learned about the environment, an important piece of information we learned on the trip, and we got physical.
Thank you, Bernie. You can leave now. So now we will talk about the 3 important pieces of information that we learned on the trip. The first piece of information, biodiversity. We learned about all kinds of different plant species which live in our ecosystem, including trees like the cedar tree, Asian bush honeysuckles, and poison ivy. We also learned from the interpreter from the biodiversity station how to identify these trees and shrubs. Lastly, we learned about the different organisms there too, and we also listened for sounds of them in the forest. Secondly, our solo spot and reflection. Here we looked around a quiet spot and took notes of what we felt using our 5 senses. We self-learned this, and all of ours were definitely different, and we all then wrote. We also had to sketch out a picture of an object. But later we drew on our final piece of a picture above our reflection. Last but not least, land use. We measured out the hardness of soil buffer zones from 2 meters, 6 meters, and 10 meters. We realized that it might not go completely down because 2 meters was 3.5 centimeters deep, 6 meters was 1.5 centimeters deep, and 10 meters went down lower than 2 centimeters deep. We also observed the condition of the stream bank, which we discovered was unhealthy, had erosion, bad flooding, and the trees were dying from the erosion. We also learned how the land was developed over a course of time, and bad things have been built like tennis courts. One of the few positives was that the lake was built. And the lake was built actually to stop flooding from around the area. This had shown a lot of change happened, and the land was developed greatly. We then learned about how we can improve the health of the bay. The Chesapeake Bay is very important to us, for it is our watershed. We need to give back to it for the things that it does for us. Like we could pick up our dog poop, because if it rains, it could take the poop and the bad nutrients to the bay. We could also use little or no fertilizer on our lawns. Carpool or bike to places, or even do simple things like picking up trash. We also learned on the MWEE trip that we could create things like buffer zones like we experimented on the trip to help the water stay healthy. This is MWEE News signing out.
Hey guys.
Ew, 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 ew.
Imagine there being a sunny sky and clouds behind that.